Sunday afternoon, Selection Sunday, pad level, low pads, eyes up, and it is maybe the biggest Sunday in the entire 2025 season. That would be Selection Sunday. And we now know who's in the playoff. We don't know which teams are in which bowls completely. We know some. We know some more coaching changes. We know who's going where for some, not all. But there's a bombshell that got dropped, not bopped, dropped today. And it bopped some people, but it just dropped. And I'm sure there are a lot of people who are happy and upset. Now, usually on the Sunday edition, it's just me, this ugly dude right here. But since it's such a Sunday of such magnitude, I brought in the youngsters. I got Griffin and Dalton here. We're going to really recap what's going on here in the playoff and uh, and in the bowl games and some other things going on. So, G, what's up, dude? How do you feel about everything, man? Just overview. Don't get into the weeds yet.
Yeah. I'm kind of torn on a couple different things that we'll get into. I think they got some right, some wrong. So it's definitely interesting how it went down.
Yep. D, how about you, man? What's your overarching opinion?
I think overall committee got it right based on their criteria. Do I think it's how it should be? No, and I'm sure we'll talk a little bit about that. But man, the games Friday and Saturday from top to bottom, great.
They were great.
There was not one game that missed. I mean, I thought Troy and JMU was going to be the game that would miss, still didn't.
Hmm.
Didn't miss. You got to give a little shout out to the Troy boys who really gave 'em a run
They
for their
did.
money.
They did.
Yep.
Got to give them a shout. I
Yep.
mean, because Friday you had Troy, JMU, Tulane, North Texas, uh, UNLV, Boise State, and what was the other one?
Um,
It was
on
four
Friday.
on
Kennesaw,
Friday.
JMU.
Kennesaw. How did I miss that one? Kennesaw State, and Jacksonville State. First of all, let's
That
start
game was
there, boys.
unbelievable.
Let's start there because um, that was the game of the night on Friday night.
Yep.
Kennesaw State's leading the whole time, not by much, but they're leading the whole time. They get up to 12-0.
Hmm.
It's in the fourth quarter, and Jacksonville State rises up, and they're ready to play ball, and they go score. Kennesaw State screws around like they've done, and I've been vocal about it, like they've done, and lets them get seven. It's 12-7. They get the ball, they go three and out or whatever happened. They give Jacksonville State the ball right back, and Jacksonville State goes and scores, goes for two and gets it. Now they're up three. Kennesaw State's down 15-12. Now, part of you wants to think the game's over, but then the
Hmm.
other part of you says Kennesaw State's done this every week. This is just a normal day for them. They love to take the lead, lose it, and come back and win it at the end. And Jerry Mack even talked about that in his post game conference after the game or on the field when they interviewed him. And so then Kennesaw State has a long drive, has some penalties to help them. They converted a 4th and 12 or 13 on a quarterback scramble
Yep.
Hmm.
when they were on the other side of the 50 going into the red zone, um, and converted it. Just rolled out. Nobody's there. He gets it by about 2 or 3 yards, and then Jacksonville State defensive lineman number 92 hits him out of bounds, tacked on another 15,
Yep.
and then like the next play or two, Odom rolls out, throws the ball in the end zone, touchdown, and Kennesaw State goes up 19-15. Jacksonville State got the ball they had what, like a minute or less left or something like that,
Yeah.
Hmm.
and they couldn't do anything with it. So a little pride here. I'm proud of the old Owls, the alma mater, their first ever shot at a conference championship. They win it, and it's in their second year of FBS. That's pretty special. Don't know which bowl
Hmm.
game they're in yet, but we'll find out.
They're in the Myrtle Beach Bowl playing Western Michigan.
Oh wow.
Really, two conference
Yep.
champs playing each other.
How about that? That'll be a good game. That'll be a great
Yeah,
game.
Well,
it really will be.
here's what you've got: Kennesaw State high flying with a lot of points. Western Michigan defense, and they're going to hold you to not many points. So
Yeah.
Hey, but
it'll
Kennesaw just showed that they can win a game with not scoring a ton of points.
sure
Hmm.
can. They can win in multiple ways. They can win
I,
in multiple ways.
and I want to say this: there's a lot of G5 talk before this weekend about obviously the American Conference, who's going to get in there, does JMU get in? And I'm not saying that Kennesaw deserves to get in, but just not talked about at all. Probably one of the best stories in the country right now, just because second year and they win the conference championship, but no love from
Well,
anybody.
Underrated.
well,
Underrated.
we talked about it. It's been a few weeks ago. Group of five teams getting into that conversation. It's a 2 or 3 year
Yeah.
plan. I
Right.
mean,
Yeah.
you get like Kennesaw does this next year. They go 10-2, 11-1 next year. They're going to be in that conversation. Tulane, they've been doing it. James Madison's been doing it.
Right.
North Texas, you saw even them with one less loss than Tulane. They're still ranked behind Tulane. This is the first year they kind of had this success. So
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
it takes 2 or 3 years for these G5
Yeah.
programs
I
to get
mean,
up into
I,
that.
True, true.
I
But I
brought up
mean,
Cincinnati
yeah,
in the 14 playoff. It took them 1 year. Their
Hmm.
first year they were good with Luke Fickell. They kind of made their way into the top 25, like at the end of the year, maybe lost a game or two. And then from that year, they went undefeated. So they were started already either right below the 25 or in the top 25. And they just kept on rising. So group of five, that's the way you get in there if you want to get
Hmm.
highly ranked, is you got to go about 2 years back to back of being really good, of not many losses.
Yeah.
And so it's very possible. I know I mentioned the Memphis job. Maybe they may be going for Jerry Mack because he is a Michigan guy. I mean, a Memphis guy. But Memphis hired Charles Huff, who was at Marshall 2 years ago, Southern Miss this past year. So that's out of the question. So maybe Jerry Mack's there to stay, and they might have a chance to go do that because the Odom, the couple quarterbacks that Kennesaw State's been playing, are young cats.
Hmm.
They're not old unless they get in the portal. They're not. I mean, they're still going to be around. So
Yeah.
you're going to have some continuity with the roster,
mm-hmm.
Yep.
which is good, which is exciting for them.
Yep.
Now, if Kennesaw State does not lose to Jacksonville State during the season, they're in that conversation. I don't
Yeah.
know how deeply, but they're in the conversation at least.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, Kennesaw State, even with that loss, I think was ranked above Duke.
Probably.
I think, if I saw it correctly, I think they were with all the metrics and whatnot. And maybe they might have been right around them, but I think they were just above them.
Yeah.
So they would have been in the conversation at least. I mean, they may not have been as high as the other two, but they would have been in the conversation. So great for them. Big time for the Owls. All right. Also, Boise State beats UNLV, hammers UNLV. It's not even close, I don't think. Am I wrong on that? Was it close
Was
for a
it?
bit and they pulled away?
38-21 maybe.
There you go.
Yeah,
And
I mean, I think UNLV scored late to
yeah,
make it
yeah.
look a little better, but
So Boise
yeah,
State got after him pretty good. And then you've got the Tulane North Texas game. North Texas couldn't do anything. It looked a lot like the South Florida game where they turned the ball over like crazy.
well, they had 5
And
turnovers.
yeah, so, and basically that's just what they did
That's
against
as
South
many as they
Florida.
had. Yeah.
So now the quarterback there, Mestamaker, here's my question. Does Eric Morris take him with him to Oklahoma State? Who does he take with him to Oklahoma State?
I would. I don't know why you
Yeah, I
wouldn't
would
try at
try.
least.
Yeah, I would try.
Yeah.
Him, quarterback and the running back, both of them. I try to get both of them.
Yeah. I mean, do what Signetti did. Take as many of your squad as you can, you know?
Yeah.
And who knows? He might be freaking really
It's
good.
obviously worked for Signetti.
Hmm.
Yeah, obviously. All right. And then the other game, you had Mountain West, Conference USA, American, and what am I
Sunbelt.
forgetting now? Sunbelt.
Sunbelt.
James Madison, Troy. Troy held their own, baby. Troy was leading in the game a few times.
Yeah, yeah.
And then James
Troy-
Madison pulled away late.
Yeah, Troy looked a lot better than I thought they were going to fare in this game.
Hmm.
Yeah, buddy. No doubt. Um, good for Troy. You
Yeah.
know what? Troy finished the season about as strong as anybody can to win out to get into the conference championship game. Basically, beat Southern Miss in a playing game to get into the conference championship game, and then gave James Madison basically all they wanted. Really
Yeah.
gave them a scare. I mean, they're up. Early in the game, they're right with them in the mid third quarter, late third quarter. It's about as good as you can play them. So Friday was a great night for football.
Mhm.
Some great games.
Yep.
And then we go into Saturday. Start off with Western Michigan, Miami, Ohio. Western Michigan gets it done. It's a low scoring game. The Maxion games, the good teams are going to be low scoring games.
Mhm.
And it started off, both teams scored bang, bang right off the bat. There was a fumble that they thought was a fumble, almost scoop and score. The knee was down. There were multiple things that early in the game where there were turnovers, and was it a turnover? It gets overturned, or it was, and it kind of took a team out of being able to score. So I mean, there were some real things that happened. Lots of holding to the other team to field goals, right? Lots of field goals being attempted where you get in the red zone, but defenses are stopping them. Action, they lean on the defense in Maxion, baby. They lean on the defense.
Yep.
It was a good game. And while that game was going on, you had BYU Texas Tech
Yeah.
in Arlington at AT&T Stadium, and it was almost the same score as it was when they played the first time. Texas Tech just scored 5 more points,
Mhm.
34-7, and BYU looked out of sorts. Bear Bachmeyer was out of sorts. They did not look very good. Now
Mhm.
we're going to get into the CFP because I've got something to talk about what Hunter Yurachek said. And we're not going to get there yet. We're talking about the games real quick, but we'll get there. The 4 o'clock game, 3 o'clock Central game was Georgia at Alabama. Do we even need to talk about it? It was pretty bad. Alabama seemed like they did not have a whole lot of interest in being there in Atlanta yesterday. Either that or Georgia just made it look like they didn't. Georgia blocked the punt, and Alabama was basically inside their own 10 punting the ball. They blocked it. So a short field there. Ty Simpson throws a pick. Short field there. That's 14-0, and you just freaking blinked your eyes and you're saying, "Oh crap, we're down 14-0 against maybe the best team in the country,
And at that
arguably."
point, going into halftime down 14-0 against Georgia, it might as well be 100-0 because you are not coming back.
Because they're gonna, like, we were texting each other when it happened. One of y'all said the halftime adjustments that they make are already great, and so now you
Mhm.
go in and you're losing. You're already behind the 8 ball. Even if you're tied, you're probably behind the 8 ball. Even if you're leading by a little bit, you might be behind the 8 ball.
Yeah.
And so you just got to give hats off to Kirby and the crew. You know what I mean? I
Mhm.
mean they have only gotten better since the season started. Since they lost to Alabama, they've just gotten better and better and better. And it was gradual. It was gradual. And now they get a bye. They get about a month off, basically. My gosh, until they play again. But they need it. I think they got a lot of injuries. They
Yeah.
need they need the break. I mean, as far as getting people healthy, do we like it? No, but they get it. So it just is what it is. And they dominated Alabama. And then we get to the 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central window, and that's where the chaos kind of hits. So you've got Ohio State and Indiana playing in Indianapolis, Indiana, and then you've got Duke and Virginia playing in Charlotte, North Carolina. I was not in attendance. I'll lie. I don't know the episode. Um, Indiana, Ohio State, low scoring game. Doesn't really go back and forth because nobody scored a lot.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Super defensive game. Hope you picked the under. I did, but I missed the game earlier, so it didn't freaking matter. And then you've got Duke and Virginia, and Duke dominated the whole game. Duke scored their first drive, and they didn't blow them out. They went to overtime, but Duke was in control the entire game. And Duke, after this crazy year in the ACC, has become the ACC champion,
With 5 losses.
which is
Lost to
pretty fitting
Tulane
with how the
too.
ACC went.
Yeah.
Lost to Tulane,
Yeah.
Mhm.
lost to UConn,
UConn
and
lost to
who?
Illinois.
Griff? Who, Griff?
Joe Fagnano.
Yes, sir. Lost to him, babe. And Jim Moore when he was there, but he is now at Colorado State. He's a Ram. Okay, now, and after all those games happened, the bracket was announced promptly, not really, at 12 p.m. Eastern, 11 p.m. or sorry, a.m. Central. And here is how the bracket goes. And I'm sure if you're listening to this, you've already seen it, but I'm just going to do it just for those who may not. If they just count solely on us to tell them what's going on, and so I'm going to give them that privilege. Indiana 1, Ohio State 2, Georgia 3, Texas Tech 4. They get the buys. Oregon's at number 5, Ole Miss at 6, Texas A&M at 7, Oklahoma 8, Alabama 9, and you guessed it, Miami at 10. Tulane 11, JMU 12. So the matchups sound like this for you folks who aren't looking at it right on your screen. You've got on December 19th, you've got Alabama at Oklahoma. These are home playoff games this first round, so it's a rematch. And then on Saturday, excuse me, you've got JMU, the 12 seed, playing in Eugene, Oregon at Altson Stadium, playing Oregon. Then you've got Tulane and Ole Miss. That's another rematch. Ole Miss won 45-10. Tulane going to Oxford to play Ole Miss, and the new Pete Golding head coach Ole Miss led team. And then you've also got Miami at Texas A&M, when everybody thought it was going to be Notre Dame at Texas A&M, thanks to the great committee. Okay, now here's where I'm going to start this, boys. I'm going to say this. I said this way back when. This has been a minute ago when I said this. All right. I said, and I told y'all, I don't think y'all believed it. I said, I think what they're going to do is just flip Indiana and Ohio State 1 and 2 and not put the SEC champ up there. And look what they did. They flipped Indiana to 1, Ohio State 2, and kept Georgia at 3, even though Georgia looked pretty dominant. They kept Georgia at 3, flipped Indiana and Ohio State. Not saying it's wrong or right. I'm just saying it was going to happen.
Well,
And it
I
happened.
think if A&M would have won it and been undefeated, I don't think they would have done that.
Right.
But
Sure.
you are correct. You did say that they were going to do it, and they surely did. So
I'm telling you, son. I knew they were going to do it. They kept Georgia at 3, Texas Tech at 4, which Texas Tech deserved. Texas Tech's been pretty dominant all year.
Yes.
Georgia has been dominant except for one game all year. And then number 5, Oregon. Oregon has got the smoothest track on the whole thing. And
you
it's
think so?
and it's just
Well, yeah.
I do. I mean, now I'm not saying
Yeah,
any of the tracks are
yeah.
easy. I'm just saying, I mean, they've got JMU
Hmm.
and then they play Texas Tech. And Texas Tech is a freaking good team.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But if I'm going into the second round and I'm looking at Texas Tech, Indiana, Georgia, and Ohio State, I'm probably going to say I'll take my chances with Texas Tech over anybody else. And
No
that's
question
no
about it.
knock to anybody. There's no knock to Texas Tech because
Yeah.
they are elite. But that's just what I'm thinking. So Oregon, JMU, Texas Tech, and then obviously they would play the winner of the Indiana game. Now, I mean, the biggest thing we're going to get into. The first thing, Alabama didn't budge, which I tried to tell you last time. They're going to put Alabama in the game. I mean, in the playoff. You can't take them out. Now, here's what I thought was interesting. Okay, what I thought was interesting is they bring the all-knowing Hunter Yurachek on to speak, which is always interesting, as we found. And they are talking about the Miami Notre Dame situation, which is just a complete nobody knows what's going on, right? I mean, It's just they handled it the wrong way. I think they got
Absolutely.
it right in the end, but handled it the wrong way throughout the whole process. Okay, in my opinion. All right. Now, this is where I think that Juracek has gotten himself and the committee in trouble. I don't know if y'all heard this. Reese Davis asked Juracek about BYU and how Miami jumped BYU. Juracek said that after they saw BYU lose to Texas a second time, they thought Miami was better. So now he's basically saying in the SEC, you lose your conference championship game, you're good. If you're in the Big 12 and you lose your conference championship game, we're now going to move you because now they were not. If I guess if BYU would have been in the 12 teams already, they would have not moved them out. But since they were out, they went ahead and said, okay, we're just going to drop them now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the biggest thing is they wanted to put Miami in the whole time, or felt like they should, and they felt like that was their end to do it, which I don't think is right because now you're saying BYU's playing an extra game and getting penalized for it, while Miami's sitting there at home sipping on margaritas and whatever, and they move up after doing nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And not saying Miami shouldn't be in there. I'm just saying BYU played an extra game, earned an extra game, lose it, and get penalized.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't believe he said that, honestly. I mean, maybe I'm making more of a deal out of it than this. I'm telling you, one of these commissioners is going to say, we're not doing a conference championship game because it hurts our conference more than it helps us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's on the way.
Yeah.
It is.
I have that exact quote written down. I was going to bring it up because as soon as he said it, I was like, I get it. I think that you either put Alabama and BYU in, or you put Notre Dame and Miami in, because either losing the conference championship hurts or it doesn't.
Yeah.
And not saying that losing it just in general, losing it the way that both of those teams did. I mean, I don't know what was so much worse about BYU getting beat like they did and Alabama getting beat like they did. Alabama rushed for -3 yards.
The score was almost the same.
yards.
Yeah.
Yes, it was a 6-point difference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I think Alabama actually looked worse, to be honest with you.
I do
They
too.
looked terrible. They looked awful.
Mm-hmm. But another quote that I wrote down, it was Reese when he first got on there with Hunter Yurachek, and I think he said something along these lines. He said, brought him on, and he said, I think this is the most controversial decision in the 12 years of the playoff, whether it be 4 or 12 teams. And I was like, I don't think that is the case. I think a couple years ago was the most controversial. But
Well,
I
that
digress.
was only 4 team, right?
Yeah.
Oh, well, he did say in the 12 years. Okay, so
He
so
said in the 12
that.
years, because and so I was
Yeah.
like, I don't think so.
Yes. Yeah.
So here's my thing is, and whether you think it's right or wrong, I just want to go into recent history, and I want to point out something that I remembered, and people have said, not on the committee or that are any of those. Well, actually, some on the selection. The ESPN people talked about it. They talk about, some people say Alabama should not be penalized for losing the conference championship game. That's fine. I wouldn't disagree. I vividly remember, and you can say, well, the difference was it was a 4-team playoff. I vividly remember in 2017, the Auburn Tigers were 10-2 at the number 2 spot in the ranking before the conference championship game. They lose to Georgia 28-7 in the conference championship game, and they drop from 2, I think, to 7 or 8, and they're out. Wisconsin is 12-0. They lose the conference championship game. They're 12-1. They're out. So that was two cases. That was 2 cases in that 1 year where you lose your conference championship game and you're out. And the two teams that moved in, Alabama and Georgia, who Auburn had beaten that year, both by 2 possessions. So if you think that they should be penalized, don't act like it's never been done before, because it absolutely has been done before multiple times. So that's one issue that I have with it. And now if Alabama loses, 35-31, Georgia makes a late drive and wins the game, that's fine, whatever. I don't. But for Alabama to go out there and look the way that they did, it was nothing from start to finish. -3 rushing yards. I'm sorry, just not a good showing. I think, but I agree with you, Jake. I think that the process leading up to this, they got it wrong all the way up to this, and then had to pull the old 11th hour switcheroo to save themselves. And Reese Davis even asked Hunter Yurachek about that. He said he's not disagreeing with the result, but he disagrees with the process of
Right.
leading up to it, which
Right.
I
Yeah.
totally get. I think that Miami should have been in over Notre Dame. However, I think that if Alabama stays in, I think BYU should have been in. And I know that they weren't in the bracket before, but I think they should have been ahead of Miami and Notre Dame.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, if you think Miami's losses are so bad that they should be behind Notre Dame, who they played head to head, then BYU's loss was really good against Texas Tech. So why did they get moved so far back? So I don't know. I think it.
Yeah. Um, yeah. I don't know. It doesn't really make a whole lot of sense to me. Um, you know, yeah. I don't know. Dalton, what you got, man?
Um, yeah, I mean, I would say the same things about Miami Notre Dame, the way they handled it. The committee did to Notre Dame what Lane Kiffin did to Ole Miss,
Mm,
dragging out your decision all the way to the end, and then at the end, abandon.
Wow, that's
yeah, they
good. That's
did.
a good comparison.
That's a great point. No, well, and
Um,
Dalton, to add to that, that's what happens when you just use eye test all year.
I, dude,
That's what happens when you have all these metrics and you put these
yeah,
things into place for this particular thing, and
hmm
you use eye test all year, and all of a sudden you say, "Oh crap, now we got to do this the right way at the very end."
yeah,
Use the metrics when you got them. Use the head to head when you have it from week 2
yeah.
or week
Um,
1. I'm sorry, week 1.
yeah. I'm not gonna. I won't keep talking about the Miami Notre Dame thing because I think y'all hit great points about it. The BYU Alabama situation, I totally agree. If Bama doesn't move, then BYU shouldn't have either.
I
Okay.
agree.
Hmm.
So with
Yeah.
Bama not moving, then Notre Dame should be in because BYU shouldn't move, keeping Notre Dame and Miami that one spot, the magical one spot between them where head to head doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was. I mean, that's just
And
crazy, man.
I knew it was going to happen. I knew they were going to end
Oh
up with
yeah,
Miami in front of Notre
yeah,
Dame after they just drug them along all this
yep,
way.
Yeah.
yep.
They
Why?
got caught with their pants down at the end and
Yeah.
Mhm,
realized that they needed to pull
mhm,
them up.
Yep.
mhm. Yep.
Yeah.
Sure did.
But
Sure did.
I want to ask y'all this: who do y'all think 1 to 12? Who do y'all think is the biggest winner of the rankings?
That's in the
Um,
bracket.
Yes,
The biggest winner, as far as are you talking about like as far as path or
as far
just
as where you're seated, that helps your path.
Oregon,
I guess
Okay.
I guess I would say Oregon.
Oregon. Um, yeah. I mean, I would say Oregon.
Okay.
Who would you say?
I would say Ole Miss because with the two G5 teams in getting in, now you play Tulane, who you already drummed earlier this year, and you
Hmm.
don't have to play. Um, I mean, say you don't take. I mean, I guess say it'd be Duke. I mean, you get a
Okay.
G5 team, and say you take no G5 teams, they would have to play BYU, who's 11.
Yeah.
BYU.
Not now. Now it's
Well.
Notre Dame.
I was
Yeah.
about to say, well, because they moved them,
Now
but
it's
yes,
Notre Dame.
BYU. If they did it if they stayed consistent and everything, BYU, yes.
But I
Hmm.
think Ole Miss benefited, I mean, hugely from two G5 teams getting in. Which, and A&M should be pissed about it. Really, they were the same 11-1. Like, and I think Ole Miss's resume is better. They went into Athens and lost. Really should have beat Georgia. A&M was above them the whole way, and then gets dropped. Now instead of playing Tulane, you have to play Miami,
Yeah.
who is one of the
and
better
that's just.
teams in the field.
Yeah, I think Miami could be an Ohio State of last year. And
I think
I
it's very
told you
possible.
Yeah.
this. I told you this a couple weeks ago. I said if Miami doesn't get in, it will be a huge disappointment because they are one of the best teams in the country.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm glad they put them in.
I think that, dude, I, when they were putting the bracket together, the first, I think that the matchups in the first round are just they're kind of underwhelming to me. I feel like
I agree.
you
I
have
think
two
Texas A&M Miami is
rematches,
the
and
best
Oregon
one.
and James Madison. Texas A&M and Miami is by far the best matchup.
Easily.
As I look at it right now, I mean, I think the Alabama Oklahoma game is going to be a dogfight, but it's a game we've already seen, and I know that you can't just switch it up because you've already seen the matchup. But Ole Miss Tulane, we've already seen that story. But I wish that because A&M and Miami and Oregon and James Madison. Oregon and James Madison play at 7:30. They play at night, and then A&M and Miami get the noon, the 11 a.m. kickoff. I'm like, put that game in College Station, Texas A&M and Miami. Put that game at the night game.
Which one is the night game?
Oregon and James Madison.
No doubt. I knew it. I knew that was going to be. It's because Oregon's the highest ranked, I guess. But
I mean, I guess.
But anyway,
geez.
yeah, I'm with you. And honestly, the reason these first round matchups are underwhelming probably is because of the G5 requirements.
That was
and I don't want to be that guy who says that G5 shouldn't be in it. I don't.
I will.
But if you truly want to put the top 12 in there, just do that.
Yes.
Right?
Hey,
just do that.
All I hear is the committee's job is to put the 12 best teams in the playoff. And wrong. That is not the path of what
their job is to put 5 highest conference champions and then the 7 best in there.
Right.
Yes. I was sitting there thinking about it, and I was like, the automatic qualifiers just across the board are dumb. Just any of them.
Agree.
Because you don't need an automatic qualifier to know that Indiana at 13-0 is going to be the 1 seed. You don't need an automatic qualifier to tell you Georgia at 12-1 and the SEC champion is going to be in the playoff. Like, we don't need automatic qualifiers for any of this.
Yep.
The only thing it hurts is the back end of the rankings. You steal bids.
Yes. Of the conference championship losers that are on the bubble, BYU, because then you get jumped by James Madison / Tulane, who are gonna, like, James Madison is gonna get rolled by Oregon. Okay. Great story. Oregon is a 21.5 point favorite. And that's a round 1 matchup. Like, that's insane to me. I don't know what the Ole Miss Tulane spread will be. I would assume it would be probably 20 plus.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty high. The only thing the automatic bid helps would be like in a Duke situation, but it didn't even help them because they weren't ranked in the top 5.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think, like, after what happened today, I don't know if it'll happen. I mean, I don't know if it does happen, how fast. Conference championship games are about to be gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And honestly, I think if we're going to keep doing this with the playoff and expanding it, we talked about it last time. I think you have to. And it's going to be hard because conferences are so big that you don't play everybody. So you never, honestly, I mean, you do, but sometimes you still don't have, like in a conference like the ACC, you don't really have a champion because you only play, you don't even play half of the conference.
Mm-hmm.
The conference is 18 teams. You don't even play 9. I mean, I think they still play 8. They may move it to 9. I don't know if they play 9 or not.
I think they play 8.
You play 8 of the 18. There are 10 teams in the conference that you do not even see all year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Unless you play them in that championship game. And this time it was a rematch, so you just played the same team again.
Yeah.
You didn't play half the conference. And it'll never happen. But gosh dang it, man. Split the conferences up where you can play everybody. No conference championship games. Do the season, Army-Navy game. Boom, playoffs start.
Yep.
and then roll right through it. I think that kind of changed with the Army Navy. I think I didn't have that last time, but I'm saying regular season, Army Navy, either the Thanksgiving weekend or the weekend after, and then you freaking play the playoffs after that.
Yeah.
But a lot of stuff would have to change to do that because there's just probably too much money that people are making to change that. I don't know what that looks like, but I'm sure there's lots of money there to give up if they did that, if they changed what they were doing.
Yeah. What I think should happen, well, it's probably not going to happen, but what I wish would happen is next year we go to a 16-team playoff with 0 automatic qualifiers.
Just
I
top
don't want
16.
the conference champion qualifiers, and like I just said, because if you have the automatic qualifiers, it penalizes your conference championship losers that are on the bubble, like BYU. So I took the liberty of taking seeds 1 through 16 or rankings 1 through 16 and writing down the matchups that we would have had. Would that be the case this year? Okay.
Hey,
So
also 16 teams, no buys.
Yes.
yes, yeah,
That's great. I
and
love
we
it.
get what 8 home playoff games
Mm-hmm.
in round 1. All right.
Yep.
So let me go ahead and read those off real quick.
Please do.
All right. So we would have Indiana hosting USC. Okay.
Now that'd be a fun one.
In
That's a
That'd be
conference
good.
game. But hey, a conference game we didn't get because the conference is too big.
Yeah, that's yeah.
Then we would have Ohio State and Utah in
That would be
Columbus,
fun.
Ohio. We would have
Great one.
Georgia hosting Vandy in Athens.
Yeah, that's good.
This one is great. We would have Texas Tech hosting Texas.
Texas. Yes.
Oh wow.
Yes. Yes.
And then
Yes.
we would have Oregon hosting BYU
Okay.
in Eugene, Oregon.
Mm-hmm.
We would have Ole Miss hosting Notre Dame in Oxford.
Oh man, that's good.
And it would still be A&M in Miami and College Station, and it would be Oklahoma hosting Alabama in Norman.
Now that's a
That is
playoff slate.
10 times better than what we have right now.
That's a playoff
And
slate, buddy.
the 1 through 4 seeds, you don't get to host a playoff game. In this, you do.
Yeah.
And like who's number 7? I don't even remember who number 17 is.
Arizona.
Michigan, Arizona.
Arizona, I think, and then I think Michigan's 18.
Yeah, Arizona would be upset, but you didn't make your conference championship game, and you lost 3 games in the regular season.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Corral, you're out.
Yeah.
This way, let's see. Yep, conference champion. Yep. Yeah, you've got all 4 conference champions, and then you've
You probably
got
got all the runner-ups except for the ACC.
2.
No, you don't have
Yeah, you
Virginia in
don't
there.
have the ACC in there. ACC champion. Dang, Miami's the only ACC team, man.
But you
Mm-hmm.
have the 3 power conferences winner and runner-up in there.
Right.
Which I mean,
Now, if you Jay, like you're saying, these conferences need to be halved, and I can't wait for this conference realignment.
Oh,
All right, that's going to be great.
oh
Fun.
man, I can't wait.
But if you have the conferences, then it's a way clearer picture because, like you're talking
Yeah.
about, when you play half the conference, then I'm sorry, like you said,
You
how
don't
can you be
have a conference champion. You don't have one because you don't know.
Miami not being in the conference championship, I get it between tiebreakers. Use the eye test. The committee does. Use the eye test and say, Miami, you have
Well-
2 losses like 14 other teams in the ACC.
yeah. Well,
You're
see
in because
that
you're just obviously better.
yeah, that's what we were talking about the other day. It is crazy how these conferences and they know 3 weeks out who's going to be in it because they have these objective metrics that they use.
Mm-hmm.
But for some reason, the committee it's like week 12, this team looks better, we'll put them in, and then at the last ranking, now we have to use the objective metrics that we set and haven't followed.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
Now, you talk about Miami, right? Eye test on the ACC. And we're talking about we don't know who wins the conference, this and that. Miami did not play Georgia Tech.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, they played Pitt. Let me see here.
They didn't play
Miami did not play
Virginia.
Georgia Tech, right? Didn't play
Mm-hmm.
Virginia. Played SMU, lost to SMU. Beat Pitt. Did they play Duke? I don't know if they played
I don't
Duke.
think so.
So there there are those three teams in the top part of the ACC that Miami didn't even play.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, did they look the best end of the year? No doubt about it. 100% they did. But if here's the thing, if one of those teams would have caught them in that little stretch where they weren't playing well, they would have a third loss, and they definitely wouldn't be in the picture at all, right? Now, if you split the conference in half, they may not even be in the same conference, so it may not matter.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll get to the bottom of this when we talk about our conference realignment, what the conferences should be, what they should be. We'll get to the bottom of this because this is just getting to be too much.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree.
Getting to be too much. I mean, it's a little different with Indiana and Ohio State because they're the true top teams in the conference. The Big 12, same thing. Texas Tech, it's basically them and everybody else, but BYU is no doubt the second best team. SEC, Texas A&M 11-1, Georgia 11-1, Bama 10-2, Oklahoma 10-2, Ole Miss 11-1. But these teams only played each other like round robin type style, or not even that because those teams didn't all play each other.
Yeah,
So you still don't even really know. I hate counting on tiebreakers
Yeah.
yeah,
because you're not really, I mean, you're solving it, but you're not really solving it because you're just saying, oh, well, we look at this tiebreaker more than this one, so we'll take this one instead. Oh, this team got it. Okay, good. Even if they got 5 losses, good, you're in.
yeah,
BS, dog. What are we even talking about?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so anyway, it'll never happen probably, and if it does, it'll be a long way down the line, unless people get in those positions who actually know what they're talking about.
hmm
But so it'll just probably stay this way,
yeah.
unfortunately.
Yeah.
And,
I love your idea. I'm glad that you brought up the matchups that would be this year because
Great.
it only makes my fire burn even more for that to
Ooh,
happen.
fire's burning. Fire's
burning
burning.
loins.
And I know we already said it. Just the automatic qualifying
Got
has
to be
got to
gone.
be getting rid of because it helps nobody. It doesn't I mean I guess it does help these group of
It
five teams
helps
a
the
little bit,
G5.
but
It helps the G5. Yeah.
um but it depends on what you want the playoff to be. Do you want it to be a do you want it to be the X number best teams in the country, or do you want it to be just this team won enough games and they deserve it? Because I've heard the same thing over. I hear different things every year. In 2023, it was let's get the four best teams, and last year it was like, well, no, you can't, or this year you can't leave out conference champions because they made it there and they deserve to be in the playoff. That's all fine and good. Which one is it though? I want to know which one is real.
No doubt.
But
I agree.
No doubt.
I agree. Um, Coach Chesney over at JMU got interviewed during the show. I'm sure y'all watched it, but I wanted to bring up really two talking points. I'll hit one of them quick. He said he's going to LA to do a team meeting with UCLA, and then flying back to Virginia to start coaching. All right, and we talked about this last video. The calendar has got to be fixed because you should not be obligated to leave your team when you're preparing for the playoffs to go talk to your other team, to the team that
Well,
you're going to.
you're coaching two teams at once. When has that ever been okay or happened?
Yeah, yeah. You know what? I say the president of the U.S. should be a couple other countries' president as well. It's
Doesn't
just
really work.
idiotic.
Yeah,
Doesn't really
it's-
work. I
Idiotic.
mean, that's John Summerall is doing the same thing. He said he's
Yep.
going to Gainesville for a few days and then coming back to
Yep.
New Orleans. So, I mean, that's the world we're in now. I hope it doesn't stay that way, but that's definitely the world that we're in right now. Is coaching two teams at one time good, which is just crazy. I mean, you go to the team meeting there, but are you actually there? Because you're really probably just thinking about the games that are coming up with my current team. Which team is your current team? They're
Yeah.
both your current team.
Yeah.
And so you have kids come up and ask you, hey, I'm so and so, nice to meet you. Guess what? You're going to go coach the kids that you've been coaching. When you come back, are you going to remember that kid's name? And he's going to say, hey, coach, what's up? He's like, oh, hey, man, what's going on? You remember me, coach? Kinda. No, I don't remember you. I was just playing Oregon. I was just playing freaking Ole Miss in the playoff game and maybe got
Got my
drummed.
teeth kicked in at Oregon.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
I'm going to
I
come
don't
to
remember who you
UCLA
are.
and probably get my teeth kicked in again by Oregon.
There's a good chance. There's a great chance.
Yeah.
It's a wild thing, man.
Yeah. Another point on Coach Chesney, his talk. He was talking about. I think Reese Davis asked him about, or it was one of the guys, I don't remember who it was asking him about how important it is for a G5 to get a spot. Okay. Coach Chesney says that it's really important because some of the guys may not get an opportunity to play at a higher level in the G5.
Hey,
Okay.
that,
Well, how
that's
about this?
That's a good point. Let's let Wisconsin Whitewater play because they might not get a chance to play anywhere higher
Listen,
than D3.
I was
them
going
in,
to the
baby.
same place. I was going to say, hey, let's let the FCS cats jump in there. Why not some D2 dudes and some D3 guys? Hey,
Right.
let's just let everybody get that opportunity. Let's make it a 136 team playoff. Let's do the top 10 or 20 teams of every let's NAIA's in there too.
Yep.
Let's do everybody's freaking butt in
40
there. Hey,
team
let me,
playoff, FBS,
let me tell you something.
10 from FBS, 10 FCS, 10 D2, 10 D3.
let me tell you something.
Hey, Ferris
I
State a
played-
couple years ago would have made a run.
I played in the FCS. And yeah, I'm sure when I was there, I thought, yeah, I'd love to get a chance to go do this and that. If we'd have gotten any kind of playoff game with the freaking FBS schools, drummed to the ground, son. We would have gotten blistered. Our asses would have gotten blistered. Excuse my language. We would have gotten hammered. All right. Now we played Georgia State.
You don't think y'all could have gone to the zoo and gave an Oregon a fight?
Huh? Listen,
Hey,
I
y'all
got the
pretty
faith.
close in
I,
Montana.
I got faith in my boys, man. But let me tell you something. Them dudes are better than we were. Now we may stun them with the triple option because they've never even thought about it ever. And they're saying, wait a minute, what is this? But then after about 2 drives, they'd say, okay, I'll just hammer whoever's got the ball, and we would just be getting dominated. Let me tell you something. I'd be running the old dive into the B gap, getting just obliterated by.
Jacob Rodriguez ready to just smack you around.
I would have to go block Jacob Rodriguez on a freaking on the double option. On the loaded option, I'm going to try to go cut Jacob Rodriguez's legs out from under him. Guess what? He'd
Jumping
probably just
TD
bury
boy,
my
baby.
face in the ground. Yeah, yeah. I mean, imagine, right? So listen, and then I'm not listen. We were a great team, but there's a reason there are levels to it, right? There are reason there are levels to each league. I mean, the same thing like when we were really good at Kennesaw State. When we played Division II teams, we just beat the piss out of them, right? And it's not to say those D2 teams weren't great at D2. We just blistered them because we just had better talent overall. It's just a reason.
Yeah, I mean, you look at Montana State playing Oregon the first game of the season, they get beat, 59-13 or something like that? I mean, Montana State is really good in the FCS.
They're the number 2 seed in the playoffs. Number 2 seed in the FCS playoffs.
Now they're the top seed in the playoffs.
Now they're the top because the Bison got beaten by the Redbirds.
Yeah, I've got another question to ask, and this is not like I'm not endorsing this one way or the other. Just want to get y'all's opinion on it. Say we did go to a 16-team playoff, that we had these matchups that I just talked about.
Mm-hmm.
What do y'all think about reseeding after the first round?
How dare you endorse that?
Yes.
Huh?
I said, how
You're
dare you
endorsing it.
endorse that?
You're endorsing it, D.
I
Well,
mean,
hey,
I personally, I would like it.
do you know who does it?
The NFL.
NFL. Why would we do it if the NFL does it? They're just the highest football authority in the country. Why would we
Mm-hmm.
do that?
Yeah.
Let me ask this question, and I'm not endorsing this either.
Okay, sounds like you're
So,
endorsing it to me.
if you did that, do you think that you would need to have more than a week between the games? Or you just still stay
No.
with the
Why
okay?
would you need it more than a week before the game? Just asking.
Just because you can see your path and you can go ahead and get so like for example, Miami and A&M they feed into Ohio State. Both of those teams, you can go ahead and get some guys looking at Ohio State, but then if
I
you were to
think if you're
reseed,
doing
then you
that
swap
in the
up.
playoffs, then
Well, I mean, if,
you
if
Here's what.
but if you're doing it a week apart, you can't really afford to not already have stuff on the
Here's
next
here's
possible
what
opponent.
here's what
true.
teams do in the playoffs now. Like when I was a GA, when we were in the playoffs, so we play. We got obviously think about this last regular season game. You don't know who you're playing the next week,
Hmm.
and so you get on that Sunday, boom, they pair you up. The staffs are going crazy to go get film of this team. We got to go get it now, 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 now. We got to break it down. So then what you do is you look at the bracket as you're doing all that to get to your opponent that you're playing on Saturday, and you say, okay, well, if we win, we play this team if they have a bye, or we play the winner of these two. So you go and get film of all those teams,
Hmm.
so you've got it ready anyway.
Yeah.
So that's how you kind of prepare is you just got to go and get film for everybody, and so that way you've got it ready for whenever, if you win and if you get to that team.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I
I
think
see
I
what you're
do like.
saying.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying, but you just got to go get everybody's stuff and prepare for
Hmm.
everybody, basically.
Yeah. I do like the reseeding thing. I think that would be
I think it's a
I think
great
that'd be a
idea.
good idea.
I really do think it's a great idea because
Yep.
then you would actually probably help the number one seed actually have a better route to actually get um, you know an advantage being the number one
Hmm.
seed,
Yeah, yeah,
right?
right. Because now
Instead of
the
having the
one seed,
hardest path.
you you're playing either the 8 or 9, no doubt, right now. Just
Mm-hmm.
because normally that's going to be the highest seeded team if all the top seeds win. I get it. I get that. If you go to the 16 team playoff, who's to say that BYU doesn't go to Oregon and beat Oregon?
Yeah.
It could, and Vandy, who's to say Vandy doesn't go into Georgia and possibly beat Georgia?
Mm-hmm.
Or Texas beats Texas Tech. So
Yeah.
then you're sitting there, you possibly have a 12, 13, 14 seed who's going to play, gosh, I don't know, like Ole Miss or something, and Indiana sitting here having to play Oklahoma or Bama. I mean, I'd probably rather play Texas than either of those two, but especially away because Texas is incompetent on the road.
Um,
Yeah,
I
they are.
think I think the way that I think this bracket's going to work out, the quarterfinal games are going to be sweet. Because I'm thinking whether it's Alabama or Oklahoma playing Indiana, whether it's Miami or A&M playing Ohio State, I think Ole Miss is going to beat Tulane to get a rematch there with Georgia. That's crazy. Ole Miss, they're potentially their first two games are both games they've already played. Both teams they've
Yes,
already played.
Who would
Um,
they play if they? Who would
Georgia.
they?
they
Oh
play
yeah,
Georgia.
But then Oregon, I think, will win, beat JMU. They play Texas Tech. I mean, Oregon, Texas Tech, Alabama / Oklahoma, Indiana, Ole Miss, Georgia, and A&M / Miami and Ohio State. That would be freaking awesome.
Some good
yeah,
matchups
Yeah,
yep.
that we'll get to see next year at some point.
yeah.
As a joke, I was saying how long it takes for them to play each week.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. You're right. You're
Um,
right.
didn't land, so it is what it is. Yeah. So since you just brought that up, Griff, how do y'all see these actually working out? I mean, we'll go over it again. Well, we'll do it more,
Yeah.
but just right off the rip, who do you think has got the best? Who do you think's going to win? We'll just do that right now without really looking into it a ton. Who's your favorite to go win the whole thing?
Oh,
Uh,
golly.
So you don't have to
uh,
go through every game, but just
Yeah,
which
yeah.
team do you feel the best about, and who do you
I,
think is going to go win it right now? And we can
man,
change it later because we're going
yeah,
to go look at it more.
yeah.
Mhm.
What do you think right now?
I like Indiana,
Oh.
and they're number one. It seems like number one's going to win it. They looked their defense. I think shocked a ton of people, and I knew their defense was good, but they were on Julian saying all. I mean, for the entire game,
Yep.
pressure, pressure, pressure the whole time, stunting like crazy,
Uh-huh.
stunting like their daddy, Kurt Signetti.
You know what? I knew one of you was going to say that.
Yeah,
I just knew
and
it.
and the way Kurt Signetti, did y'all see his face when he was going to midfield after the game yesterday?
Pissed.
Like he's just cool. We won a Big Ten. Who's next?
Yeah.
I like Indiana the most right now.
During his interview with Reese Davis and them, he actually looked mad when he was on there,
Yeah, he did.
like annoyed.
Like he was angry that he had to do that.
Oh, no doubt,
Mhm.
no doubt.
Mm, 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 mm.
Griff, what about you, man?
I am going to say I think Georgia. I just
Mm.
I trust the defense. They played really well. I mean, that's an Alabama offense that we've seen be able to score a lot of points. And although they haven't been able to run the ball, super well this season, I mean, -3 yards, that's a lot. And their offense looks to be very methodical, and they're able to score. They're able to score points. I like Georgia, I think, but I think they'll have some close games. I would love to see Georgia and Texas Tech or Indiana in the national championship. That would be awesome.
Yeah,
Listen, I'm also thinking Georgia is the team. I just trust them way too much, and I've trusted them ever since I said they were going to win the SEC. I still trust them because those dudes are. It doesn't matter what happens to them; they just always respond and freaking go win.
Hmm.
yeah,
You know, and they play the tough schedule, and they just go win.
Yeah.
yep.
So Georgia is the team. Now I've got some bowl games here that are ready, not all of them.
Hmm.
Would y'all like to go through and we can just name who's playing who and what day, and we can just maybe talk about each one if you want to. If there's not anything to talk about, we'll just skip it. But I'd love to go through them because, listen, I know the playoffs are kind of the big deal now, obviously. Bowl games, the bowl season is one of my favorite times of the year. You
It's
get to see
great.
a lot of matchups that you would never see in any other scenario for the most
Yep.
part. And I
Hmm.
love them. It's just a great time of year. It's already Christmas time, and you get these cool matchups that like we talked about, you don't usually get to see them, and it's pretty freaking awesome. So, let's go ahead and start here, and we'll stay FBS. Saturday, December 13th, which is also Army Navy, right? Yes, which is kind of usually that day is
Ooh.
just for Army Navy.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So we'll talk about that. Army Navy is at 3 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Central on CBS on December 13th. Great game. I've never been to it, but I've got several guys on each side that I know who coach in that, and they just speak super highly about it. Um, do y'all know what the over under is in that game?
I do not.
It's 39.5.
39.
Really? Ooh, I probably
Navy
take
is
the over
favored
on
by
that.
6 points, and the under is 39.5.
Ooh,
Wow.
uh,
Very interesting. Um, when I do the episode later in the week, I'm gonna break this game down, and I got some thoughts about this game. I got some real thoughts about it. So there's that one. Also at 8 p.m. excuse me, Eastern, 7 p.m. Central on Saturday, you've got the Bucked Up LA Bowl. Bucked Up. You heard me correctly. Boise State at Washington in LA. This is not the Barstool Bowl, is it? Or is this Gronk's Bowl? Does he do the LA Bowl? Who does the LA Bowl?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't either,
The,
boys.
the the Celebration Bowl is at noon that day.
Yes, that's Celebration Bowl. That is the winner of the MEAC conference in FCS, and the SWAC is the
It's
HBCU National Championship. And that is South Carolina
South
State
Carolina State.
versus Prairie View A&M. Prairie View A&M beat Jackson State by I think 2 yesterday to get into that game. They
Yeah.
upset Jackson State. They were underdogs. And
Man, I
Jackson
wanted to
State's
see
been in it the
Alabama against
last.
that.
Say again?
I was gonna say I wanted to see Alabama State in that game so
Me
bad.
too. Me too. Me too. They lost to Jackson State. You
Yeah.
know.
Yep.
But yeah. So that's HBCU National Championship game. Jackson State has been in it like 3 or 4 or 5 years in a row, and this first year they're out of it for in a while. So
Hey,
there's yeah,
Missouri State and Delaware in bowl games.
they're in, baby.
I know,
They did
but
the
this is
petition.
both their first year.
Missouri State did a petition.
Well, I know that, but that's just. I mean, I think it's awesome. I was just going through it and I saw that and I was like, wait, this is their first year, but
You
both of
know,
them, that's awesome.
that is awesome. And I think when James Madison did it in their first year, I think they petitioned and got in the bowl game too. I think they
Yeah.
did,
Yeah.
which has been a few years ago, but I think they did the same thing and
Hmm.
petitioned and got in. Now, they also probably got some help from Iowa State and Kansas State and Notre Dame not going in
Yeah.
bowl games because it opened up some spots. And that's how Mississippi State got in too, probably.
Yeah.
Wow, I can't
Put
believe Mississippi
Auburn
State got
in.
in. Yeah, where's Auburn? They're 5-7 too, right?
I
Yeah.
Put Auburn in.
well, I don't think they're going to play in it. I think they've already said that if they get an invitation, they're going to decline it.
Who?
Who?
Auburn.
Golish. What are we doing?
Because they got a new coach and they're trying to work on roster retention, all that kind of stuff, all the changing of the guard.
What better
You
way
just
to
got
find
so
out who's on
many.
your roster than playing a true football game,
Just competition
right?
is dead.
We're so soft nowadays. Everybody's soft. Let me get in the perfect situation to go play a game, and then I'll go play. There's
I
never
mean,
one.
I can understand Auburn, like 5 wins, you're not guaranteed a bowl game anyways, but like Kansas State and Iowa State and Notre Dame, that's just
Oh,
crap.
trust
Notre
me,
Dame.
I think it's garbage.
I've never hated Notre Dame more than I do today.
Hey,
Wow.
here's something. I know we're getting a little off the topic of the bowl games. I think that if you, in Notre Dame's case, if you are eligible for the playoffs, I mean, if you are, good Lord, eligible for a bowl game and you
hmm
decline, you are not eligible for the playoffs the next year.
Ooh.
Hmm.
So
Now
how about that, Notre Dame?
that would deter some people from opting out of bowl games as teams
Hmm.
because this is the first time it's happened at this magnitude.
Yeah, I mean, I don't
Now,
remember it ever
last year
happening like that.
Marshall did because they fired the head coach
Yeah.
and nobody wanted him to go, but they let him go anyway. So that one's a little more understanding. The other ones, well, I guess both their head coaches left. One of them retired though, and they
Yeah.
hired within their offensive coordinator. So it's not like it's that big
No,
of a
that
difference.
was you talking about Kansas State or Iowa State?
Kansas State,
They hired Colin Klein, didn't
who
they?
was their offensive coordinator.
He was A&M's
What?
offensive coordinator.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's right. That's right. A&M's, yes. So yeah, so they got new guys. So I
Hmm.
guess it's kind of the same. Still don't like it though.
Yeah.
Still don't like it. Okay, let's get back to some ball games. On Tuesday, in the great Magnolia State, the IS4S Salute to Veterans Bowl, you've got, you guessed it, Troy versus Jacksonville State, an in-state rivalry, two teams who are not the same conference but in the same state, which is also a travesty. And we will tell you why when we talk about conference realignment and whenever we talk about it. They play in the Crampton Bowl in Montgomery. Just a great venue. A great
Yeah,
venue.
it actually is a nice stadium.
It is. It is a great spot. And this is, you know what? This would be a fun one to go to.
Yes, it would.
If you're in Alabama, if you live in Alabama, you've been in Alabama for a long time. This is Troy and Jacksonville State. They used to be in the same conference. They used to be D2 together, FCS together, and now they're both FBS. They're playing the bowl game. If this is a Tuesday night, it's at 9 p.m. It's 8 p.m. local time. Gosh, they started late.
Whew.
Listen,
Yeah, I won't be able to make that one.
if you're there in the state, you need to go watch that game. Griffin Dalton, I'm calling you out. Go watch the game.
Good old Tuesday night at 8 o'clock.
It ain't far from y'all. Montgomery's not super far from y'all, maybe 3 hours one way and 2 hours the other. Give me a break.
Get back
Right?
at 2 a.m. and sleep for a few hours and get up.
You
for
don't
work.
have to go to work the next day. Just call in sick. Hey, be an Alabama football fan, okay? A state of Alabama
Never.
football fan.
Never.
I'll never do that. State of Alabama, sure.
State of Alabama football
Minus
fan.
one team.
Don't freak out, dude. All right. Let's go to Wednesday, December 17th. It's at 5 p.m. Old Dominion plays South Florida in the Staff DNA Cure Bowl. You heard me, Staff DNA. That's going to be in Orlando. Home game for South Florida. Old Dominion's quarterback, who's pretty dang good, is in the transfer portal. You know, I did a dynasty with ODU once, and he was my quarterback in the option system, and we were pretty dang good. And that's that same guy, so he was a true freshman. Anyway, that sucks for Old Dominion because he's a really good player. South Florida's
Mhm.
playing a home bowl game, basically. Just like Troy and Jacksonville State are both playing a home. Troy is really home for Troy. It's right down the road
Yeah.
from Troy.
Yeah.
All right. Also, December 17th, Louisiana, Lafayette, playing Delaware in the 68 Ventures Bowl, and that's in Mobile, Alabama.
D, you have no excuse.
D, you got to be there. Hey,
I
D,
might go to this game, honestly. And get
You got to be there. Now it starts at 7:30. You got to be there, and you need to get some really good in-depth shots, right? Some really good intel from these two squads because you're going to be there, man. Might as well go and get on the sideline and give us some really good stuff from
I
the
wonder if
sideline.
they would give me a sideline pass. Let me get a pad level, like laminated.
If just show them that we do a real podcast and we're shouting them out, we're going to pick the game, preview it, they might let you on the sideline, dude.
True.
We need to try that more often. We
I
need to
went
try
to
that
the-
more often.
Yeah, I went to the bowl game in Mobile when it was the
Dollar General Bowl.
Dollar General Bowl, yeah. And it was Troy with head coach Neil Brown and the Buffalo Bulls. Troy won 42-32. Guess who the coach of Buffalo was that year? I did not know that this guy coached there.
Lance Leipold.
Yes.
Yep.
How about that?
Yep. Now, I went to the Dollar General Bowl maybe the year before that when it was Troy versus Ohio
Mhm.
University because JL was playing in it.
Yeah.
And he would have been playing in it that same year you were there, too.
Troy put up a 21-8 fourth quarter and won it by 10. How about that?
Troy, the Trojans. JL Gaston's one of our boys from high school, if you're wondering who the heck JL is. JL, shout out, dude. Hope you're doing good. Thursday, December 18th, Missouri State at Arkansas State. So there's your Missouri State. We've done Delaware. There's Missouri State. They're in bowl games. This is the Xbox Bowl. Guess what they're getting for their prize? They're all getting Xboxes. Every player, I bet. This is in Frisco, Texas.
D, try to slip in there and get you one.
That'd be huge, wouldn't it?
Be awesome, man.
Yeah.
Just act like you're most state player, Missouri State player. Roll in there.
Yeah.
Wear some
Just
gear.
drive all the way to Frisco, Texas, just to get an Xbox.
It's quick hop and skip, dude. That'd be great. All right. Friday, December 19th, you've got a playoff game, but also probably the biggest game of the night, actually, not the playoff game, would be Kennesaw State versus Western Michigan in the Myrtle Beach Bowl, playing at where Coastal Carolina plays. That would be at 11 a.m. Eastern. So that's 10 a.m. Central Time, boys. Y'all better wake up and get up early because they're playing.
I'll be
They're
watching
playing
it at work,
ball.
boy.
Is this on a Friday?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not going to work that day. You can forget it. Not too big. I'm driving to Myrtle Beach. Actually, I'll see y'all there. I'll see Kennesaw State Owls there. Anyway, that's Kennesaw State's first ever bowl game. Um, that's awesome. All right, Alabama Oklahoma is the game that's on Friday night. It's 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central. And there's also on that same day at 2:30 is going to be the Union Home Mortgage Gasparilla Bowl. Try to say that 3 times fast. And that is to be decided. I guess nobody has accepted the bowl invite yet. Let me do a little refresh real quick. Maybe it'll get something. Still nothing. Still nothing. Saturday, December 20th. Only playoff games. Miami at Texas A&M, then Tulane at Ole Miss, then James Madison at Oregon. All right. Monday, December 22nd, Washington State at Utah State. Washington State's head coach has left, but they are still playing in the bowl game. How about that for being tough? Washington State, they're playing the famous Idaho Potato Bowl. You know where that is. Some people call it the Smurf turf. Boise State, the Blue Stadium, the Blue Field. What do they call that stadium? They just call it Albertson Stadium. Good old Albertson. Then we move on to Tuesday, December 22nd. So now, 23rd, they're thinking now we're in Christmas time. Everybody's off. So they got 3 games that day. You got Toledo playing Louisville. Toledo's head coach is left to go to UConn. Toledo's coachless. That's good to know. This is in the Bush's Boca Raton Bowl. Guess where it is? Boca Raton, Florida, where right where Florida Atlantic plays, and that's going to be at 2 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Central. At 5:30 Eastern, 4:30 Central, you've got Western Kentucky playing Southern Miss in the New Orleans Bowl. Can you guess where that's going to be? New Orleans, baby, December 23rd. That's basically a home game for Southern Miss. It's not in the same place, but it's pretty close. Southern Miss also, their coach is gone to Memphis, so they're coachless. Lots of coachless teams in bowl games. Golly. UNLV, Ohio. This is at 9 p.m. Eastern on December 23rd. That's Scooter's Coffee's Frisco Bowl. That's the second bowl game in Frisco. That's the second bowl game in Frisco. At the Frisco Center at the Star.
Who's in that one?
UNLV at Ohio University. So Dan Mullen and the Cardiac Kids are go at it again versus the Maction. And then, honestly, sometimes kind of my favorite bowl game, I don't know why, I think it's because it's on Christmas Eve, the Sheraton Hawaii Bowl. There were a couple years in there we were growing up where they tried to move it to the 23rd. They tried to bump it up away from Christmas Eve. Maybe it's because on a Sunday, probably. But it's back on Christmas Eve, Wednesday, December 24th, and you know it. That's in Hawaii. And you know who's playing in it, Cal versus the Hawaii Rainbow Warriors. I guess they're still the Rainbow Warriors.
Yeah.
They used to be just the Rainbows, and then they changed it to Warriors, and now they're the Rainbow Warriors. So they've kind of gone back and forth. They've got former player Timmy Chang as the head coach, and they're doing pretty good. Super intriguing to watch. So then we skip Christmas Day, right? Celebrate the holidays. There'll be NFL that day if that's something you're into. Friday, December 26th, Central Michigan and Northwestern. Now, this is the Game Above Sports Bowl. Now, I don't know where that is, just going off their name, but I can tell you here in a second. It's in Detroit, Michigan at Ford Field. All right, so they're going to be where the Detroit Lions play in the dome Ford Field. All right. That's going to be at 1 p.m. on December 26th. Then you got also New Mexico playing Minnesota at 4:30 Eastern that day in the Rate Bowl, the Rates Bowl. And that's going to be in Phoenix, Arizona at Chase Field. Uh, Last game on the 26th, FIU playing UTSA. Dalton, your Roadrunners are playing at 8 p.m. on Friday, December 26th. The Serve Pro First Responder Bowl. That's going to be in Texas. I know it. Dallas, Texas. Gerald Ford Stadium. That's where SMU plays. It's at SMU Stadium. Okay? At 8 p.m. on December 26th. Anything y'all want to add, boys, after that just great slate of games I just gave to you right there, huh? What you got? Anything that
Well,
super intrigues you? What are you feeling good about it?
I love bowl season. I know that.
Yeah, yeah,
Was the last one you did Florida International and UTSA?
yes, sir. That was the one.
Are you going to go through the ones after Christmas?
Most certainly am.
Okay. Yeah,
What do you- what
I think
what
they're
kind of
great.
thing you think we're running here?
I don't know. I was just wondering. Yeah, I think they're great. Probably the one that I'm looking forward to the most. Let me find it real quick. Or maybe we haven't talked about it yet. Oh, maybe I think it may be down below.
I
So go
really
ahead.
want
Never mind.
a Delaware sweatshirt.
You
So I
want
can-
one,
Yeah. With a big
Dalton?
fighting blue hen on the front.
Dalton, I bet you can go on Amazon or DelawareFootball.com and find it,
No doubt.
and it can get to you before you see them play in Mobile. Are they playing in Mobile?
Yep.
Yep.
8:30 p.m.
Dalton, when you order
Well,
one,
I
order
mean,
two.
I might go to it.
When you order one, order two and send one to me, son. I'll Venmo you whatever you need.
I might go to it.
All right,
Yeah.
well, just now you've got me pumped up for a hoodie.
But
Get
see,
me a
it's a
Delaware hoodie.
Wednesday night. We'd have to do a. Hey, I could do a live. I could be
Dalton.
live from the stadium.
Yes, yes. Now we're thinking,
Oh,
son.
now that would be awesome.
Illegally streaming the game.
And you're on the sideline, right? I mean, you're going to be on the sideline, no doubt.
Right. I could be
DC
doing a selfie video with the action in the background.
Gosh dang it, son.
Sideline reporter.
And we need to do a live show so people can watch the game through your feed.
Yeah, and if somebody goes to the medical tent, I'll hop in there and get a little bit of intel.
Dalton, you're a physical therapist. You can do it, son.
Hey, I'll see what's going on in there.
Hey, and you can break any injury news like that.
Yes,
And
sir.
we can do it.
Pete Thamel would be like, "Wow, what happened to Delaware's backup D tackle late in the third?"
Pete Thamel's little dingle say sources Dalton McKenzie, Delaware defensive tackle, sprains ankle or whatever.
And people are gonna say, "Who is that?" Just go watch Pad Level. That's it.
Just watch
Okay.
pad level. It's going to say Dalton McKenzie / all caps pad level.
Yep.
Parentheses. Yeah.
Man, we're on the rise here.
Dalton, get us a couple Delaware hoodies, man. Send them my way. All right. Now, December 27th is like a normal college football Saturday. It's packed. It's jam-packed, and that's going to be a great day for lots of reasons, but that's for football for sure. So you got Pitt and East Carolina. That's at 11 a.m. Eastern, so 10 a.m. So, boys, I'm telling you, wake up early. Over there in Central Time, you got to be up and at 'em to watch this ball game. So you got Pitt and Eastern Carolina. That's in the Go Bowling Military Bowl. Go Bowling Military Bowl. That's in Annapolis, Maryland. That's where the Navy midshipmen play. And then we're going to go with a little Penn State at Clemson. This is a game that people thought was going to be the national championship game starting the season.
You're still
Guess
getting
what?
matchup
You're
recorded.
getting the matchup, baby. You're getting this matchup, but you're getting one at 6-6 and one at 7-5. So
Preseason number 2 versus preseason number 4.
show me the same energy you were showing in the preseason, whoever you guys and girls are. This is in just like you would imagine it in the Bad Boy Mowers Pinstripe Bowl. That's where you thought you would see these guys at the end of the year, and you've got at Yankee Stadium. That's pretty cool, though. It's playing in the Bronx at
Yeah.
Yankee Stadium. That's pretty cool. All right, that's not bad. Okay, now next one we've got UConn. No Jim Mora, but who plays there, Griff?
Joe Fagnano.
There we go. Playing Army in the Wasabi Fenway Bowl, and I bet you can guess what that's going to be. Fenway Park in Boston, Mass. All right. Now, next. Oh, here's a pretty good one actually.
Mm-hmm.
The Pop Tart. First of all, the Pop Tarts Bowl doesn't get any better than that. First of
No.
all, Georgia Tech.
Unless they only give us strawberry Pop Tarts, then I am angry.
I
Yeah.
want brown sugar cinnamon. Give me that, or give me
Yes.
s'mores. Give me the s'mores,
yeah.
dudes.
Chocolate
Give me those
chip
s'mores.
also.
There's
Chocolate
about
chip's
19 flavors that you need to give me other than strawberry.
Couldn't agree more.
Or,
And if you give me unfrosted strawberry, I'm gonna
oh, listen, I'm gonna take the Pop Tart bag and slap you with the Pop Tart bag. Is what I'm gonna
Yeah.
do.
Except I'm going to fill it with
Or-
screws and bolts first,
Right,
and then I'm going to
right.
hit you with it.
You're in trouble if you give me anything unfrosted, except for chocolate chip. I'll eat that one unfrosted.
Yes.
Cinnamon.
But-
Absolutely.
Cinnamon roll, okay, that was good too. Now also give me the wild thornberry. That one's pretty good too. That was kind of an old school one, but that's good. All right.
That is a
Now,
thorn in my side.
Georgia Tech, BYU. Let's get back on track, you rascals. Georgia Tech, BYU, the Pop Tarts Bowl. This is at 3:30 p.m. Eastern on the 27th. This is in Orlando. So if you like Pop Tarts, if you love Pop Tarts, your butt better be in Orlando, Florida, on December 27th at 3:30 p.m. Eastern. Because
BYU should be thanking the committee that they didn't put them in, and now they get to go
Oh.
eat a bunch of Pop Tarts.
that's right, dude. You are spot on, man.
Get
And
a
here's the
chance to get a
thing.
big Pop Tart.
If at this game, if there is not a pack of Pop Tarts in every seat at this game, they're doing it the incorrect way.
Mm-hmm.
Because if I'm showing up to the Pop Tarts Bowl, I'm expecting at least one free pack of Pop Tarts.
When you go online to buy your ticket, it should ask you, what Pop Tart do you want?
What flavor? You're exactly right, man. Why don't they let us run the bowl game scenarios? I don't understand. All right, now this one is going to be a fun one. 4:30 p.m. Eastern on December 27th on the CW network. The Snoop Dogg Arizona Bowl. You heard me correctly, folks. The Snoop Dogg Arizona Bowl, and that is in Tucson, Arizona, where the Arizona Wildcats play football. All right? Snoop Dogg should be in attendance, I would imagine, since it's, his naming rights on the ball game. So that'll be good. Now, at 5:45, like I said, jam-packed day, Eastern, North Texas, San Diego State in the Isleta, New Mexico Bowl. And that's for sure going to be in New Mexico. University Stadium in Albuquerque, New Mexico. All right? I'm sure that's where the University of New Mexico is.
I think so.
Okay. Actually, should be a pretty good game. North Texas, San Diego State, two pretty good teams. North
And-
Texas won. I'm sure Eric Morris will be gone.
Yeah, and San Diego State just lost in this same stadium a couple weeks ago.
Ooh,
to
they
not
sure
go
did
to the
overtime.
conference championship.
I'm sure they're
So
super
they
pumped to
probably
go
are
back.
really upset they have to visit this place again.
I'm
But
sure
familiar
not.
territory.
They're not fired up about it. That's a great point, D. All right, now at 7:30 p.m. Eastern, Virginia and Missouri. Pretty interesting ball game. Is Bo Perbula
Yes.
playing? I do not know. That's going to be in Jacksonville, in Everbank Stadium. That's where the Jags play, babe. That's where the Jaguars play. Tax Slayer Gator Bowl. What's so funny, boys? Here we go. We've got on at 9:15 p.m. on ESPN. LSU plays Houston in the Kinder's Texas Bowl. Kinder's, I think it's some kind of food or something. They're
No.
playing it in NRG Stadium, Houston, Texas.
That's the one that I want to go to.
Put a Kinder seasoning in every seat.
Yes.
Maybe
Oh,
two.
you're a
Maybe
big Kinder guy. Oh, okay. But LSU Houston, that could be a pretty good matchup. I guess Lane Kiffin's coaching the ball game, is he not?
I don't
Why would he
know.
leave so early if he's not?
Yeah, that's very true.
Might as well, right?
Hey, y'all know that LSU's paying. Y'all probably didn't know this, but LSU's paying Lane Kiffin.
Yes.
What Ole Miss would have paid him for
Yep.
bowl games. I mean,
Yep.
for playoff games.
100%. I knew that. Isn't that
No
crazy?
bigger fan of Ole Miss than Lane Kiffin right now.
Man, oh man. Yeah, big time.
And now you get to play Tulane again.
He's gonna get that 500K, probably most likely.
Yeah.
Most likely. All right. Now, so we're moving on to Monday, December 29th. It's the J Lab Birmingham Bowl to be decided. Nobody's playing in it yet.
G figured
But
it
G, that's your bowl game, son. Whoever's
Yeah,
in that,
unfortunately, it's at 1 o'clock.
you ain't working. Why are you working on Monday?
out. Just take away one golf outing out of the week and go
Just
watch
take
it.
one away. I mean, is that gonna kill you?
I can't do it, guys.
Oh, you stinking rascal, son. Listen, you need to go and also get a couple hoodies. Send me one of whichever team you get it of. That's all I'm saying. All right, here we go. That's it. No rebuttal. That's what's happening. Tuesday, December 30th is going to be at 2 p.m. Eastern, New Year's Eve, Coastal Carolina versus Louisiana Tech. This is the Radiance Technologies Independence Bowl, and that's in Shreveport, Louisiana, Independence Stadium. Basically a home game for Louisiana Tech. Actually, kind of intriguing to me. I don't know why, but it's intriguing. Also that same day at 5:30 Eastern, Tennessee plays Illinois. Wow, interesting. That's in the Music City Bowl. That's in freaking Nashville, son. That's a home game for Tennessee, basically. That ought to be interesting. Tennessee might run it up. They might score a lot of points. But the big thing about bowl games, you got to see about opt-outs. Who's going to play, who's not. That's the biggest thing.
Yeah.
9 p.m. that same night, USC plays TCU in the Valero Alamo Bowl. That's in San Antonio. If you've never been to San Antonio, if you've been to San Antonio and never been to the Riverwalk, go to the Riverwalk. That place is cool. It's a great place. All right. At USC, TCU. Then we go to New Year's Eve. New Year's Eve, the Iowa playing Vanderbilt. You got one team who does not let the other team score and one team who loves to score. That's going to be in the ReliaQuest Bowl. That's going to be down in Tampa, Florida, where the USF Bulls play their football games. We've got the Tony the Tiger Sun Bowl. That's at 2 p.m. That is to be decided. Nobody's accepted the bid. At 3 p.m., you've got Michigan versus Texas in the Cheez It Citrus Bowl. That's a pretty good one. That'll be a good one. That's going to be in Orlando.
Game last year.
Do what?
Yes, in season, yes. That's right. I believe Texas won that, didn't they?
Beat them pretty bad.
Beat the piss out of them, yep. All right. That's going to be in Orlando. At 3:30 that same day, you've got Nebraska playing Utah. Oh. The Cornhuskers playing Utah. Dang, son. Okay. And it's going to be in Vegas, Allegiant Stadium in Vegas, dude. Utah's favored by 2 touchdowns. I figured that. You've got a playoff game that day. Ohio State's playing the winner of who's that?
Miami A&M.
Miami and A&M. All right. January 1st, you got the other 3 second round games. Texas Tech's playing the winner of Oregon, James Madison. Indiana's playing the winner of Alabama, Oklahoma. Georgia's playing the winner of Ole Miss and Tulane. Friday, January 2nd, Navy's playing Cincinnati at 4:30 p.m. Eastern in the AutoZone Liberty Bowl. That's in Memphis, Tennessee. At 1 p.m. that day, Rice plays Texas State, Lockheed Martin Armed Forces Bowl. That's in Fort Worth, Texas. Both those teams are in Texas. They won't have to go super far. Arizona SMU play at 8 p.m. that night in the Trust and Will Holiday Bowl. That's going to be in San Diego at Snapdragon Stadium. Y'all love Snapdragon Stadium. And then also the last game of the day, the Duke's Mayo Bowl. Oh, baby, the Duke's Mayo Bowl. That's in Charlotte, North Carolina. Wake Forest versus Mississippi State. Mississippi State gets in the bowl game thanks to a couple teams who are opting out. Congratulations to the Bulldogs.
if I ever become the head coach of a team and we go to the Duke's Mayo Bowl, I'm intentionally throwing the game.
Is that a possibility that you become a head coach of a football team?
I mean,
Hey,
hey,
you could have thrown your hat in the ring at Penn State, and you may have gotten in. Who
should
knows?
have. Yeah, should have.
Yep. So
Hmm.
that's what you got. Wake Forest, Mississippi State. That was a couple hours away. I will actually be nay. I will be in town. I might could slide over to that one. That's Friday night. I might could. I'll look into that, folks, and I might give you the old live stream from the sideline.
Get us a hoodie.
Okay. Wake Forest, Mississippi State. Wake Forest, that's a home game for Wake Forest. That's right down the road from them, kind of. And then you've just got playoff games after that. So that's the last bowl game there on January 2nd. So what are your takeaways, boys, from the bowl schedule here? Any takeaways, anything, huh?
I am ready to watch Penn State and Clemson play.
Oh,
and
baby.
I'm ready to watch Georgia Tech and BYU play.
Mm.
Not because Penn State and Clemson are like these two super good teams, but they're both the most underperforming teams in the nation this year. So that'll be fun to watch them play.
Yeah, no doubt.
Who is the most underperforming team?
Mm.
I think UConn
Okay,
and
Griff.
Army should be good too.
Should be a good one. Should be a good one.
I think it's crap that the playoff games are on Thursdays and Fridays and Mondays, except for the first round. Excuse me.
Well,
So round 2 is Wednesday and Thursday, and then the semifinals are on a Thursday and Friday, and then national championships on a Monday. Absolute crap. Put all the games on Saturday, please.
But now the Wednesday and Thursday is New Year's Eve and New Year's.
Put it on Saturday.
So I mean,
Enough of the
everybody's
palms
kind of.
up, G.
Do what?
Enough of the palms up.
You know what we do with palms up around here, G? No, Hunter, you're a chick. No. How dare you, son? No.
Stick them
Yeah,
where the sun
no.
don't shine.
Exactly, son. So keep giving those palms up, and you'll be thoroughly disappointed. Okay, folks. We're gonna some coaching. A couple coaching things have happened. Not many, but a couple things have kind of moved around. I'm gonna try to make sure I hit some for you here if I can find them. We talked about Toledo's head coach Jason Candle is now going to UConn, so he has left. He has left Toledo. He is going to UConn. So now Toledo is looking for a head football coach. Washington State's head coach Jimmy Rogers is going to Iowa State. When Iowa State got a whiff of Matt Campbell going to Penn State, they hired Jimmy Rogers before Matt Campbell was even locked in at Penn State. So good on Iowa State. And there have been some coordinator hires as well. Here's one that's interesting. I don't know if y'all saw this. I'm not James Madison. James Franklin is hiring, guess who is his DC? Brent Pry.
Wow.
Brent Pry was one of his DCs at Penn State before he took the Virginia Tech job. And so now James Franklin's there. He rehired Brent Pry as the DC at Virginia Tech.
That's cool.
Wow.
So not only basically is James Franklin putting it to Penn State, he's putting it to Virginia Tech saying, hey, I'm going to keep this guy that y'all wanted to fire. Also, I was told I was at a dinner party last night, and I was told that dinner was all right. I was told that the donuts there were phenomenal, though, dude. Dang. Anyway, I was told that at the signing day on the table with James Franklin was a box of crumble cookies. The significance in that is Penn State at the time was trying to hire Kalani Sitake. And Crumble Cookies is apparently with the Mormon Church somehow. They put in a bunch of money to keep Kalani Sitake, and so James Franklin was at his press conference for the signing day and had a box of Crumble Cookies to kind of put it onto Penn State a little bit.
Right.
So, which if I were Jamesy, I'd probably do the same thing.
Yeah.
I'd
Yep.
probably do the same thing. And if we hadn't talked about this already, Matt Campbell has been hired by Penn State. I don't remember if we talked about that or not. So the teams who do not have a head coach yet, Coastal Carolina. I'm still working the intel. Don't ask me who my source is. I'm still working the intel. If you know the source, don't tell them that I'm working the intel. Okay. Southern Miss has not hired a coach since Charles Huff has left. Toledo obviously has not. Jason Campbell just took the job like yesterday. Tulane has not hired a head coach yet, but they're not worried about it because John Summerall is going to coach Tulane through the playoff.
Yeah, Tulane has not hired a head coach. Coastal, Tulane, and Toledo and Southern Miss. Yeah, so he had all of them that have not
Washington
yet.
State.
Washington State, yep, has not hired. Has not hired a coach yet.
I think one that I think just happened recently. Memphis hires Charles Huff, who was Southern Miss's head coach. He came from Marshall after a kind of a controversial firing from Marshall 2 years ago. Goes to Southern Miss, and now he is the head coach for the Memphis Tigers. I'm trying to think if there's any more that we did not hit last episode. I don't think there is. But maybe Brian Hartline at South Florida. I think we may have talked about that one.
Yeah. Will
Great
Stein
hire,
at Kentucky.
Great hire for them. Will Stein at Kentucky. Yep. Two really good hires for those schools. I feel like several teams have made really good hires. I feel like there's not any out there that I was perplexed by. I feel like everybody, the teams that have hired coaches up to this point, I feel like for the most part have done a really good job of, going through the coaching search and getting themselves a good coach. So,
Yeah, I don't disagree. Arkansas people were not fired up about Silverfield for whatever reason, but that doesn't mean anything, right? I mean,
Yeah.
you never know until the season starts and you really see how it's going.
yeah.
So people get their panties in a wad about whoever, but that guy could go there and get a great staff and go win a lot of games.
I'll tell you what I think is funny about that is Arkansas is complaining about a coach that beat them this year.
Yep.
Um,
No doubt. So, that's always the fun part. Who's going to end up doing real well and who's not and all that. So it's great stuff, man. We talked about the first big portal entry, I'm guessing, is the quarterback at Old Dominion. Apparently, he's being looked at by a lot of power conference schools. So we'll see where he lands. And he won't be in the ball game with ODU. So when you're picking ball games with your pick'em group, remember that, okay? Or if you're in my group, forget it so I can beat you in that game.
forget what?
Thanks. Now, D&D, what you got? That's all we got, man. This is basically a reaction show. Now, listen, we had FCS playoff games and D2 and D3 playoff games, too. I got to watch a little bit of those yesterday. So I'll do that on a separate episode. But this is a great show. We got a lot of stuff done here, didn't we?
Yep.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff done.
Hey, shout out to the Saints going on the road beating the Bucks.
Yep.
Did they?
Big time.
Yeah.
Good for them. Huge for them, man.
I do have one update. The Union Home Mortgage Gasparilla Bowl, the day that Kennesaw plays at Western Michigan and Alabama plays Oklahoma, is Memphis and NC State. So that is a new
Wow.
development.
Where is that one played? Is it in Florida somewhere?
It is,
Florida.
Tampa. Raymond James Stadium
Tampa.
in Tampa, Florida.
That's where the Bucks play. Speaking of the Bucks, nice segue, Griff. Really nice segue. You did it on purpose, didn't you?
You know this.
Nice job, dude.
But
So-
nothing on the Birmingham Bowl or the Tony the Tiger Sun Bowls. Those are still
Okay.
TBD.
Gee,
So
we
Memphis and NC State.
we need you inside the meeting room for the Birmingham Bowl.
Man, that'd be awesome. Go find out who runs. Find out JLab or whoever that is. Say, hey, listen, I work with Pad Level, and we need to get the inside scoop on who's going to be in this game. We have a huge Alabama following, and they want to know who's in the Birmingham Bowl ASAP.
Yep, I'll do that.
Let us break it for you. Let us break the news. Just call JLab up. It's easy, man. Just call JLab.
I've got his number on my phone right now.
I know you did. That's why you're my freaking dude, man.
Mm-hmm.
Okay then. Well, here's the deal, boys. That's all we really have for this episode. Like I said, I think we hit a lot of great stuff here. A lot of great stuff. And like I said, we got to talk about FCS D2 and D3 because there were some big games that happened, some upsets. And I'll tell you this, boys. FCS, I was okay on the picks. D2 and D3, and I was basically all over it, boy. I was all over it. So I hope you followed my picks and maybe made a little money. Probably didn't, but I hope you did because I didn't either. But fun weekend of football.
Yep.
Fun weekend of football, man. And it's only just going to get better with bowl season. It's almost in that time where you got about a game a day. You know, one game a day, and you're rocking and rolling. So, anyway, golly, man, this is a long episode. How long does it say on y'all's deal there?
Hour 42.
Yep. My Wi-Fi keeps screwing up, so I keep having to leave and come back. So it says 5 minutes, but I know it's been longer than that. So, anyway, if you've stuck around with us for this long, thank you for doing that because, my gosh, we're sticking around for long episodes. But we're giving you some great content, I hope. I hope you think that. And I hope that you stick around and keep coming back for more. And because we're going to keep this thing going through the bowl season, obviously, in the playoffs. And then guess what? When the season's over, we're still here. We're still going to be doing shows. All right? We've already told you about we're going to be doing some conference realignment, and that's going to be a lot of fun. We'll have updates for you from different portal, coaching changes, things like that. And we will get it to you as soon as possible. Maybe one of these days we'll get the social media rolling and we'll have, a pad level Twitter or whatever. We'll just be posted, just putting out great stuff day after day after day after day. And then also, I hadn't said this in a while. Listen, I've got a plug on getting film, folks. I got a plug. If there's a game in the off season that you want to go back and look at, let's do it. I can get the game pretty easily, and we'll rock and roll. We'll watch it. So I'll point out some good things that happen, some bad things that happen. So don't forget about that too. And also subscribe, follow, rate, like, and comment, and interact with the boys here. That's what we like. And that makes it more fun. So we need some more comments. We got to get some more comments of the week. And golly, man, just enjoy the rest of the season. And good thing, we're going to be with you the whole time. And Juke has found somebody who's here. So thank you so much for being here. We love you. We thank you for being here. And God bless you all. And low pad level, eyes up, all the way through the rest of the year. Thank you so much. God bless. Have a great evening.